Good morning, multimedia students. It's me, Mr. Cheney, with another brilliant tutorial. This is another Pixlr project, and we're going to be going way back to the technology from October 2001, the original iPod. And when they came out with this music machine, Apple did, there was lots of advertisements. Since this is a business pathway, I thought I'd go back and show some advertisements they did back in the day. And some of the ones that were really iconic were these shadow characters, or the silhouettes they called them. So you saw these everywhere. And we're going to recreate some of those in Pixlr with some characters that we recognize. So, having said that, let's get at it. Alright, multimedia, this is the project for Pixlr that I call Ipod Shadow Characters. It's based off of the iPod device that Apple made years and years and years ago. And just looking at the Wikipedia page, just wanted to give you an idea, in case you didn't know, the first iPod was October of 2001, so I'm talking 20 years ago. Older than you guys. So what they did that year is they came out with these commercials and print ads of these like shadow characters showing like the iconic white earbuds. That was a new thing at the time, and the actual iPod in their hands. So this project is based off of that. It's a kind of a little twist on it. So instead of colorful background, black silhouette, we're kind of doing, we're separating an image from a picture. We're making kind of a gradient, colorful like silhouette, and just no background. So here's how that works in Pixlr. So here is like the finished product that I kind of built yesterday, and I was doing a live demo. So this was a snowboarder. I took the background away. I got his shape out. I was able to do a gradient, which is the rainbow stuff. I drew, I'm not a great drawer, but you know, I drew an iPod and some earbuds here using the white drawing feature, and we did a text layer. So you're gonna have several layers. I happen to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers because I did 2 different shape layers so that I can get the oval inside of the shape as well for the dial of the iPod. Not necessary, but if you want it to look more like an iPod, maybe do that. So how did I get here? Well, I'm going to start from scratch here, and I'm going to show you that I went and found an image, and mine is called Snowboard Person, and here it is. Oh, that's not the one. I could use that one too, but I can do it on both. There's the one. Okay, so there's a couple things I can do. There's a couple longer ways, and then there's like a really easy way, and I'm going to show you all of those. So one of the longer ways is to use this wand select tool, and depending on the background, if it's like really busy or not, like this one's a pretty simple background. So this will work pretty good. You can use your wand tool to select stuff and then press backspace, and it'll take most of it out. And then I can like click in here, take that out. And then the rest of this, so I'll do Control D so this isn't selected anymore. And then I can switch to my eraser tool, change the size of my eraser so I can do this quickly, and then I can erase the rest. So I just want to go all around, don't want to cut. Oop, kind of got his snowboard there, but that gets most of what I need. And what I can do just to make sure that most of it is taken care of is I can go to the next step here, and well, let's do this. You have to right click and duplicate the layer anyway. So now you've got a duplicated layer. You want to uncheck that, and we want to work on the duplication. That way we can go back if we mess up. And so just to make sure that I did this right, I can go to adjustment and levels and make him a silhouette and see if it looks good, and that's not bad. Looks pretty good. So now I can use this move tool so I can put him where I want. Maybe I want the text to the left this time. And now I'm off to the races. So that's one way you could do it. Now if I were to open it up again, another way I could do it is using one of the polygon like kind of tracing tools. So what I can do is this. These lasso tools, I can use this polygon one, which kind of sticks to the frame, so I can multiple click around this guy and depending on how fast or slow you go is how well the outline will be. So I'm just clicking multiple times to get all the contours of this snowboarder, and since we're doing kind of just an outline of the guy, it doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, I kind of messed up there. Ooh, now I gotta start over, shoot. So I think I'm clicking too often, so don't double click. I think that's what my mistake was. I have to, like, every click that you do tells the lasso tool to kind of stick to that part. So if you double click, it thinks you're done. So I'm just going around my figure here, and if you want to be more precise, you want to go slower. I'm not trying to be terribly concise, I just want to show you the technique. So it'll connect like that. Once it's connected, you can go to select and invert selection, which what that does is selects everything except that figure, and then I can do backspace and it kind of takes them out. I can do Control D, and maybe what I could do is like use some other tools, so wand select tool to go in here and kind of get that and see what happens if I do that. Does it take, oh, that's not too bad, it didn't take any of the snowboard away. So I can clean up some of this by using the wand select tool. And that's one way of going too. And so if I do a Control D, I can see what it looks like. Not too bad. You can see the outlines though, so it's not the perfect way to go. But again, if I wanted to test it out, I could duplicate the layer, uncheck, work on this layer, go to my adjustments and levels, and check it out. And it's not bad, not bad. So how does it compare to my other guy? Pretty close, because you can't see that outline. Anyway, now here's the real cool part. They have a tool that'll do all this for you, and this is brand new. This came like this year or last year. They have this thing called Remove Background. So you can open up the same image, which is this one, and it'll do it for you. Done. And so then you just download this, and you can go back to Pixlr E and open the image that it did for you, which is this. And now you've got just the guy. We'll right click, duplicate layer, uncheck the original layer, make sure we're working on this, go to adjustments, go to levels, and get our shadow person. So there we go. So that's the different ways you can do it. And so the next step is to actually get a gradient on this guy. So in order to do that, you have to select your character. So I'm going to do this and select him and I used this wand select tool to do that. And then I'm going to do the gradient tool, which is this one here, and I'm going to change, I want to see what gradient I want to use. So this one's kind of cool. I go over here and I can draw this line any way that I want. So I could go diagonally, I can go vertically, and it kind of changes the way the color works. So I'm going to do that one, and I'm going to do Control D to deselect. So now I've got my color feature, and now I got to do some drawing and some text. So what I'm going to do is use my draw tool. That's color replace. This is the draw tool. I'm going to change my brush to something small like 5. And go over here and kind of guess where the ears might be. Oh, did it do it? Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. Here's the ear right here, kind of. I'm gonna connect. And then actually, what I should have done is drawn the iPod first. But let's see if I can do this backwards. So I want to draw the iPod. I want it to be white. I'm going to use square instead of circle here. And let's draw that iPod, connect it to that. That looks good. See how the hand goes in front of it? So I can fix that by changing this layer to be at top, so that way it's just in his hand. And then what I could do is do my text feature now. So I can go to text, click over here. Do I want to add a text layer? Yes. and I'm gonna say something about snowboarding and tunes. So listening to tunes while shredding the mountain. And I can do all sorts of cool stuff with this. I can change the font type to something cooler. Oh, that's a premium one, so we don't want to pay for that. Anything with a yellow square, they want you to pay for. So pick something that's not that. Let's go with, that's kind of cool, I like that. And I might want to go with a larger font. So I like that. And I can go with different formatting. So line, I could do a letter space thing, where I space out the letters a little bit more. I can bold it if I want. How about these stylings here? So you can do curved background, outline, or shadows, so you can mess around with that. Color. So what I might do is go with like a blue, I think. Or you can go with a gradient. That's kind of cool too. So just like maybe match it or do a different gradient. So I'll do this. And you can mess around with the different levels of the gradient. So if you wanted more orange in the middle, maybe blue on the top, orange in the middle, blue on the bottom, you could do that. So now I've got my text, I've got my shape, my background, my text, and I think I'm good to go. So then we just kind of save this, and we'll save it as Ipod Shadow Snowboarder, and PNG or JPEG works, and then download it, and that's one. You'll need to do 2 of these. So using this video, you'll be able to know like just what all those steps were. So this could be a real person picture, this could be a cartoon character, this could be a car, something with a distinct shape so that it kind of looks cool like this. So that's it. That's the Ipod Shadow Person assignment, how to do it. You'll be doing 2 of these. So here is the assignment right here. Create 2 Ipod Person characters using the tools we learned from Pixlr, attached to the tutorial video, that video you're watching now. And here's some examples from former students. So this one was, is it gonna let me show you? Oh, I might have to like assign this, so I'm going to assign this right now and then I'll show you those. So due date, let's make due date, today is the 5th, so I'm going to go into March on this one. Make it due next Friday. And this is still photography, I'll assign that. Okay, so now it's assigned, and I just want to show you those examples one more time, and then I'll process this in YouTube, put it on the assignment, and we'll be ready to go. So the 3 examples that I have on there are Flash and Plush Cat, and someone did SpongeBob. A lot of people like to do SpongeBob, which is cool. So there's Flash. So you got the iPod, the earbuds, and the iPod right there. They used 3 shapes, which is cool. That definitely looks like an iPod. And then we've got the text right there. This is the Plush Cat. That looks pretty good. And then SpongeBob, they kind of did it backwards here. So, I mean, that's fine. If you want a background with the color and then you want it to stay true to the actual iPod shadow things, that's fine. Just so long as you actually use a color background like this and you have the earbuds and the iPod. So that looks good.
Once you're finished with your projects, you're going to take 2 original characters, pretty much any character you'd like to do, and you're going to transform them into an Ipod Shadow character. And the way to turn it into the assignment is much like we've been doing. So we're going to be creating a Google slide deck. I'm going to show you before and after. So we'll click Add, we'll click Slides, and once that's created, we can use the old Control-C to copy the title over and put it on our first slide. So right up here where it says Pixlr Ipod Shadow Character, Control-C, put it right here, Control-V, put your first and last name for the title slide, and you're only going to need 2 other slides because you're going to do before and after 2 characters. And so you can even put on this title if you like before or after. So it's a little easier to do that on this one as well. And what you're doing is putting your
last change I'm going to make. I'm just going to make the background black, because I think those are going to show up better against the background. Actually, not that first one. So let's see better. So background and black. That's much better. And then we'll just have to change this to white font. We're good to go. So there we go. I'm going to do that for this as well. Background black. And you don't have to do this if it doesn't make it look better, but I'm choosing to. Turns out it does look better. And that's the project. If you have any questions in class, obviously I'm here to help, and I will see you there. So you're going to do 2 of these. You're just attaching both to the assignment. There's no need for a folder this time. So yeah, we're good to go, and I'll see you back in class.